From the home of the Crusaders in Gloucester County, Dan Wilkins Broadcasting presents the semifinals of South Jersey Group 3. It's the Toms River South Indians and the Delsea Crusaders on a hot Wednesday afternoon. Hello, everybody. I'm Dan Wilkins. My color commentator today, Greg Himes, former head coach at Overbrook High School. Going to be a great one today. It's about just over 80 degrees. We've got a fantastic game, though, between the 9-seed Toms River South and the 4-seed Delsea. Of course, a lot of things were upended in this Group 3 bracket. Clearview, the number 1 seed, lost last week to Toms River South, but both of these teams have had very difficult positions to get here. Delsea, they had to walk off the Morristown Quakers, the 12 seed, to get to this position, and for Toms River South, as the 9 seed, they've had to play on the road the entire way. They beat Highland 10-2, and they beat Clearview in 9 innings by a score of 5-4, so it's needless to say, for both of these programs, there's a lot on the line.
Yeah, two tough programs right here. Things that stick out to me as a guy who's ran around South Jersey a little bit. We've always looked to, you don't want to match up with that shore team coming into the playoffs. They play great baseball out east there or a little northeast, but, getting matched up with them in the southern bracket, there was really good tough teams to play here in the playoffs.
And remember, Toms River South, in their game in 2024, which was Ken Frank's last baseball game as a head coach before he retired as the winningest head coach in New Jersey history, that was at this field. Toms River South had drawn the 14 seed. They played Delsea, and they lost to Delsea. So there's a lot on the line. They've turned this program around since Ken Frank retired. They lost 18 games in his last season, and they won 18 games in Coach Rankin's first season. Both starters for today, they've got sub-2 ERAs. Kyle Harrison, the commit to Camden County College, he's on the hill for Delsea, the left-hander. And meanwhile, you've got Aiden Moylan, who's got 83 strikeouts as a junior for Toms River South. Needless to say, I think today's going to be a low-scoring affair.
Yeah, I've seen this lefty for Delsea, Coaches vs. Cancer. He's got some funk on it, and behind him, I think a big thing to go with a two-man crew here in the playoffs as you look to split a game. You got Ethan DuBois who can really come in with some straight gas, who's playing at first base to keep that arm ready.
Well, he's a Delaware commit, but what we know is that it's going to be a great ball game here in Franklinville in Gloucester County. It's Toms River South and Delsea coming up right after the break. Back from Delsea Regional High School, it's Kyle Harrison, the former commit to Franklin Pierce University up in New Hampshire. He flipped his commitment along with his twin brother Connor Harrison to Camden County College just last week. He's got 40 out of third innings for the left-hander, 15 walks, 64 Ks, a 1.91 ERA, and a 1.11 whip for second-year head coach Vincent Londino. I mean, this has been a guy that Londino couldn't have enough high praise for. As Toms River South, who has played Delsea 3 times since 2010, is going to get into the batter's box. Their lineups, your starting lineups presented by Harper Driving School. It's Jaden Jeremiah in left field. Andrew Schmidt is the third baseman batting second. Christian Mascaro is the shortstop batting third. Logan Soa is the catcher batting in the cleanup spot. You've got Evan Schmidt at second base. It's Brett Rankin at first. Andrew Abadamarco is the DH. Kenan Sanzone is the center fielder batting eighth. And Carson Migliori is the right fielder batting ninth. Just getting ready to go here from Delsea Regional High School.
We got a stiff wind blowing in here from right and center a little bit. I wonder if this is going to aid the lefty in any bit, trying to cut this fastball underneath or anything underneath righty's hands.
Well, the first pitch missed inside to Jeremiah, and it's 1-0. First pitch, 2:57 p.m., just a few minutes ahead of schedule. And the weather at first pitch, 82 degrees. Clear, sunny skies, wind blowing to the north at 7 miles an hour, gusts up to 14. Harrison, 1-0. Low that time. Yeah, the one thing about these two pitchers, they both are very similar in the sense that they have a lot of strikeouts, but Harrison with 15 walks, Moylan has 23 going into this game. Might see a handful of free passes, but we'll have to see how they navigate it. As a 2-0, this ball is laced foul towards the fan group in left field. It's 2-1.
Well, one thing we do know is both teams got their guy on the mound today. I was talking to Coach Lundina, who I had the opportunity to play with in junior college at Camden County myself, and that was his sentiment. I said, how you feel today? He said, we got our guy, we got a chance. So, you know, as a head coach, what a great feeling that is, and I'm sure Toms River South feels the same way about their guy.
Fouled back by Jeremiah. It's 2-2. Toms River South, not a stranger to South Jersey opponents. They played Shalleck in regular season play in early April, lost the game 8-7. They beat Highland 10-2 as the 9 seed and beat Clearview in 9 innings by a score of 4-3 to advance to today's semifinal. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Harrison delivers. High chopper, third base side. Going to be a tough play for Weir. Picks it up at the chest. Throw to first is not in time. Du Bois couldn't hang on to it, and that's going to be an infield single to lead off the ball game as Toms River South gets their base runner. So the batter will be Andrew Schmidt at third. Schmidt, the third baseman, first pitch. He shows bunt, couldn't get it there.
There might be some things Tom River South can do here to Harrison to see if he's a read guy or if he makes his mind up early on how he's going to pick. Their leadoff guy being the first guy on is definitely a huge advantage for them, being able to figure out how they're going to be able to run the bags today.
Schmidt, a freshman, batting .301, 25 for 83, 11 RBIs. As here comes a bunt up the first base line, going to hit the grass, and it's foul. Schmidt with a .337 slugging. He's walked 14 times and has hit safely in 5 out of his last 6 games, and that one exception actually being the game versus Clearview, where in that 9-inning marathon, Schmidt went 0 for 5. But a lot of confidence for the head coach. You know, it's never easy to put a freshman second in the lineup, but if you do, it really means that you've got a lot of confidence in your player and the ability to have him in a big situation like this as Harrison throws to first, not in time. Second time that Harrison's picked over to first. Runner goes. Here comes the throw from Familiar. It's high. Oh, and he got driven into at second base on the way down. It's a stolen bag, and no hard feelings there as the shortstop gets up without issue, but really got a big hit that time, and it'll be a stolen base for TRS's leadoff man. 1 ball, 1 strike to Schmidt with Jeremiah now on second base.
Delsea going with their Miami defense here.
Oh, yeah,
having
look
the
at
second
this.
baseman come up.
Strike called, batter offered. I think Toms River South was a little bit baffled by what their second baseman was doing, but that's the name of the game. Delsea always runs those, you know, funky plays. I remember the George Starr hidden ball trick from a few years ago versus Audubon where they faked throwing the ball into center field and the pitcher had the ball the entire time. The 1-2. This ball's hit out to left field by Schmidt. It's hit straight away, and it'll be taken in. That's out number 1. So Schmidt flies out to left. Jeremiah stays put. That's the first out of the ball game. It'll now send up the number 3 batter, Christian Mascaro.
Not going to find too many guys that run that second baseman up with a runner on second. We had a variation of that, and I know we grew up in JUCO with that variation. What you're trying to do is let your corner guys stay home and play at the bag. It's a tough play for anyone to get to, so the second baseman there really takes away that right side coming up early.
Mascaro, a junior, batting .296, 21 for 71. He's got 4 extra base hits and 16 RBI. It's a strike called, 0-1. Mascaro's had 2 hits and 2 RBIs in his last 4 games. Had a multi-hit game last on May the 1st and a 6-0 win over Brick Township, the Green Dragons. But as you said in the open, Greg, Shore Conference teams are always hard to get a gauge on because you rarely, if ever, play them in the regular season. As Harrison drops in a breaking ball off speed for a strike, 0-2.
I think sometimes we get caught up as coaches, too, and you look at who they beat and who they played and this and that. You got to play a guy in one game. I mean, if you played Nick Saban 7-3 Alabama, you're still worried about playing Nick Saban.
Right. No, absolutely. I mean, that would be no different even if Ken Frank was in that dugout for Toms River South. I mean, you're still playing against a team with a lot of legacy, a lot of victories under their belt as Harrison steps off. Counts 0-2.
Toms River's been prideful about their baseball since before that Little League World Series. But even if you look at, I think it was North last year. Left fielder Miami commit robs a homer to extend the playoff run. I mean, every day they play tough baseball up there. And not that we don't down here, but we just don't know those teams to really be able to gauge what type of competition we're going to get.
Right, and I think as well that you talked about the Little League World Series. I'd say as well that, I think just in general, Todd Frazier being down there is a big help on that now that he's retired. You know, he's left a big impact on Toms River and on baseball, just like Mike Trout left the same impact on Cumberland County baseball for schools like Vineland, Millville. You could even say it trickled up to St. Augustine and those kind of places as well. But really shows that how a star player can leave a lot of impact on his home community. Went outside, 2-2.
Yeah, Todd's still actually working with some of the younger guys too. Former coach of me and Vince, Joe Moss, who now runs Prevail Baseball up out of like Rumsey, Fairhaven area. Todd works out of his facility a couple times. I saw Todd had worked with Joe's son himself. So he's still giving back. It's not necessarily in the Toms River area, but he's still involved in the younger ages.
And don't forget that the South Jersey Group 3 finale from last year was all Toms River, South versus East. As the 2-2 is flared out back behind us, it's out of play, and it counts 2-2.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, listen, Toms River South, they were, I believe, it was a 3 versus a 7 in the final last year, and something along those lines. But it was Toms River South versus Toms River East, and don't forget that East has Todd Frazier's nephew in Carson Frazier as well, who's been lighting up the scoreboard for the Raiders. Still the 2-2. Harrison delivers. Grounder foul again.
It's a tough at-bat right here. Anthony Volpe's from one of the Toms River schools as well.
Well, I know he went to Del Barton. Is he from that area?
Yeah, he's from that area.
I didn't know that.
Played for a travel team called the New Jersey Marlins. They bully balled me one time in the summer at an event.
Yeah. I was hoping the tandem of Volpe and Jack Leiter, who both went to Del Barton, I was hoping they would work out a little bit better. Jack Leiter struggled in the big leagues, but he still can say he's a big leaguer, which not many of us can ever say that they've been. So here's the 2-2 still. That's a third straight foul ball. Just clears the fence. Look out.
These pitches are going to pay dividends in the later innings. I mean, we're already stringing out a first inning a little bit here. Obviously, talked with Lou Hanna, who's at Cumberland now, and he talked about the idea of like a race to get off the field as fast as possible. That's what these guys are trying to do here early in the game. Get off the field defensively.
Well, the umpire retrieved some more baseballs from the dugout, and we'll get back rolling here with one away. Runner on second for Toms River South. The batter is Mascaro. Logan Soa, the catcher, is on deck. Number 16. Harrison delivers. Low, 3-2. The at-bat stays alive.
That's a big league take right there. That's a tough pitch to take. Especially he's been active, fouling pitches off around the plate.
Got a full count now, and if you put 2 runners on with only 1 away, that would be a big situation for Harrison to get out of with the cleanup man on deck. Harrison looks back at second, shortstop holding him, and the 3-2 is another one fouled back.
Good thing for the Delsea program, they have a shot to go get a lot of these baseballs. If not, you're looking at half their budget.
Yeah, you got a lot of room behind you with the grass parking lot. A lot of space around here in Delsea. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away to the number 3 batter, the Camden County commit, Kyle Harrison. He looks back, and he delivers. This ball's hit well out to left field, but it'll be straight away. It's going to stay up, and taking that ball in, catch is made in left by Dom Montana. It's out number 2, and this now sends up Soa. Can't stress enough how big of an out that is. I mean, still, TRS barreled it up, made solid contact, and it ended up being a straightaway fly ball, but I can't say if I'm Coach Rankin that I'm mad at that at bat. You worked Harrison's pitch count up. You fouled off, 4 or 5 pitches, really made that work, and now you've got yourself a strong situation. Even if you don't score here, you've still laid the groundwork to see how you can hit off of Harrison. Yeah,
look, Harrison winning that battle is what you want to do as a pitcher early in the game, but by no means is Tom Rivers seeing that as a wasted at-bat out of the middle of the lineup. I think you can't see off camera here is he's able to come in and tell the guy who's on deck, I saw his changeup, he's got a slider. You see this early. I mean, they're the meaningful conversations now as we get to we got to be 20-plus pitches here in this inning.
For sure, yeah. We'll check when the inning's over, but I think you're right on it.
Yeah, so, a fastball left over the plate, maybe a changeup here, with 2 outs. This is where some of them longer at-bats give these guys the option of free swing, and you lead to runs with 2 outs, and that's how, eventually you hope to win some ball games.
Well, it's a 1-0 count to Logan Soa, the 4-hitter. 2-0. Soa, a junior, 286 average in his first varsity season, 18 for 63, 17 singles, only 1 extra base hit and 5 RBIs. Had 2 hits in TRS's first round win over Highland. That's a game that I thought Highland was actually going to win, but Toms River South ended up coming out of it, and they won the game by 8 runs. And I think that just shows my unfamiliarity with the Shore Conference in general, as a strike is called 2-1.
DJ had a great team over there at Highland like he does every year. You get into a playoff game, you get into one arm. I mean, if he ran into a kid with 80, I'm not sure he threw, but if he had 83 strikeouts this season and DJ, that's tough in a one-game situation.
2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Good crowd starting to file in on hand here in Franklinville in Gloucester County. As Harrison, leg kick, 2-1. This one's hit out to left field. Hit pretty softly. This is going to drop. Here comes Jeremiah around third. No throw. He will score. It's an RBI single for Logan Soa. And Toms River South takes a 1-0 lead. That's all you needed there. Fundamental piece of hitting. Gets the ball down with 2 outs, and now you push the lineup over. You get it to the number 5 hitter in Evan Schmidt, and you have a chance to keep the inning going. Can't ask for much more than that if you're Coach Jim Rankin.
Well, the Rankin's got his guys. It seems like they're all kind of having this approach, but you got a guy on second. You're in a 2-1 plus count. He took a 2-strike approach and was just trying to find some grass right there, and obviously paid off.
Yeah, a lot of middle of the road or even weak contact that seems to be working so far as this ball's laced foul, left field line. Look out.
Ooh.
Oh, that beaned somebody. We both had the same reaction. That got a piece of somebody. Bring your glove, kids.
Interested to see if Rankin starts the runner early here. It didn't seem so much like they wouldn't not. Maybe they're trying to run the pitch count in the first a little bit, take the run as some charity, but I think Toms River's a pretty aggressive team here. I'd like to see them if they're going to start this guy.
Well, I was a little bit surprised as well that they don't have that many stolen bases. They only have 23 stolen bases on the year, the leader being Christian Mascaro, who has 8. They also don't have a lot of home runs either. They have 3 home runs on the season, but they're hitting .281, and their pitching staff has 2.72 ERA. So they seem to have their wits about them in terms of how they can play this game. Strike called, 1-2. In the bottom of the first for Vincent Londino and the Crusaders, it'll be Milo Gebhard, the center fielder, Don Montana, the left fielder, and Ethan Du Bois, the Delaware commit, manning first base.
It's like the Mark Teixeira at first base over there. What an athlete.
Absolutely. Except he's not a switch hitter. That's the only difference.
Yeah.
That one's up and out.
Yeah, he's just in the low 90s off the mound by accident.
Yeah. I see your strategy, Greg. We're talking about a Toms River team, so we're starting to sprinkle in Yankees and Mets references.
Honestly, if they weren't so good, I'm a Homer Phillies fan myself. But like we talked about last podcast or last event, go Birds.
Harrison looks at first, a 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him. Kyle Harrison makes the batter chase at a pitch low, and the inning is over. So a strikeout for Harrison, but a run scores on an RBI single off the bat of the cleanup man in Logan Soa. Here in Franklinville, Toms River South will take the field, and at the bottom of the first, it's TRS 1, Delsea 0. Aiden Moylan, the starting pitcher for Toms River South, 55 innings for the left-hander. Can't remember the last time I had a lefty versus lefty matchup in South Jersey baseball and DWB, but he's got 29 walks, 83 Ks. He's up to over 130 strikeouts in 2 seasons, 1.91 whip, and a 1.16 ERA. Vincent Londino's lineup is as follows. Milo Gebhardt in center field leading off. Dom Montana is the left fielder batting second. It'll be Ethan DuBois at first base. Andrew Weir at third base. Jax Familiar is the catcher, and a strike is called. 0-1. Rounding out the lineup, it'll be Ryan Luby at shortstop. Chase DeWitt, he will man the DH. Luke Logadis is the second baseman. Nate Jackson in right. 1-1 is the count. Low and out. Gebhardt, when we saw him last, we saw Delsea in a 12-9 win over Lenape in the Diamond Classic first round. Gebhardt had 4 RBIs in the game. There's a strike called. 2-2. But Gebhardt, a junior, a 269 hitter, 281 in his career as this ball's fouled. Out of play. 6 extra base hits, 18 hits total in 67 at-bats, 9 RBIs, 11 walks, 7 stolen bases, had 16 swiped bags as a sophomore last year, and he has hit safely in 4 of his last 5 games.
If you're going to cuff your pants like that, you're swiping some bags.
Very true, very true. That one's outside. 3-2 now.
Delsea already on track, running the pitch count back the other way. I mean, it's a 7 pitch at bat right now already coming out of the leadoff hole.
Yeah, it could really force the bullpen to get involved early, which could send this game off the rails in a million different ways. As Gebhardt, another foul ball, left field line. Still 3-2. But Moylan, the lowest, second lowest ERA on the team staff. Andrew Schmidt has a 1.42 mark in about 20 innings. But he threw 50 2/3 last year as Gebhardt strokes one the other way out towards the gap, and it's caught in left field. Taken in out there by Jeremiah, And Gebhardt is retired for out number 1 here in the bottom of the first inning. Now sets the stage for Dom Montana, the left fielder. Moylan, though, making his 11th appearance of the year. He threw 5 2/3 versus Highland. Maxed out at 110 pitches, 5 2/3. He walked 5, but struck out 7. And he has not had an appearance shorter than 4 innings all year. He had 2 appearances of 4 innings each, but Montana to right field. This one's down the line, hooking and making the catch right on top of the chalk. Excellent play by Carson Migliori. Brings that down for the second out of the first inning. This now sends up Ethan Dubois. But for Moylan, 106 pitches versus Marlboro at 9 strikeouts and had 9 Ks in 4 innings versus Holmdel. So in his last 3 starts, he struck out 25 batters.
Interested to see what they do with the boy here with a no one on, 2-out situation. First pitch just missed off the plate. See if they're going to attack.
Wouldn't be surprised at all to see what he goes for as that one's up, 2-0. Du Bois committed to Delaware. Going to play for Greg Mamula. A lot of South Jersey talent down there. Ethan Schaub is one to name out of Haddon Township, as this one's fouled back. He went to Haddon Township, then went to Rowan Gloucester before finding his home at Delaware. Anthony Charles out of Clearview is another one to note. And there was Sam Winsett, who was there as well out of Eastern. I believe he just entered the portal. But still a fantastic ball player nonetheless, as there's a strike at the knees, 2-2. In the top of the second for Toms River South, it'll be it'll be Brett Rankin, Anthony Abadamarco, and Kanan Sanzone, 6, 7, and 8. That one's low, 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 away. 1-0 Toms River South lead. The pitch. That one's lined. A high pitch to left field. That'll drop for a base hit. Picked up, stopped in the grass. Du Bois will turn and stop there. It's a base hit with 2 away.
You got to love a hitter's mentality. I mean, that's ball 4, chest high at the letters, but he's thinking, I'm going, I'm hitting. That's a next level player right there. It's great stuff to see in that situation.
And there's a reason why he'll be in Newark for the foreseeable future. So here is Andrew Weir, the third baseman. Weir, a junior, ton of juniors on this Delsea team. That's from the stretch. Strike called, 0-1. 375 hitter, 27 for 72. He's got 2 home runs, one of which was in that Diamond Classic game. It was 2 home runs in an inning, one by Duvois, one by Weir. 23 RBIs, though, with the 27 hits. Throwback not in time. But didn't have much playing time as a sophomore. Went 1 for 11 with an .091 batting average last season, and upped those numbers significantly to where he is now with the 375 mark. Moylan, the 0-1. Swing and a miss, late on it. Looks like Soa wanted to go back to first, but he holds up.
It's a healthy hack right there.
Definitely a big swing that time. He might be looking for home run number 3, but that's not the swing you want in a situation like this, bottom of the first inning. And from the stretch, swing and a miss. He'll throw it down to first, and it's in time. The inning is over. So mostly clean first for Toms River South as Moylan picks up a strikeout and a couple of fly balls. We go to the second. It's the Indians 1 and the Crusaders 0.
Book Dog Pro Wrestling for your next event or outing for the greatest action that New Jersey Pro Wrestling has to offer. Any place, any time, any setting, Dog Pro Wrestling will bring the action to you, and you won't want to miss it for moments like this. But don't just take it from me. Take it from Max Mundo, the Dog Pro Wrestling ambassador.
This is Max Mundo with Dog Pro Wrestling. Are you a civic organization, sporting club looking to fundraise? Then look no further to Dog Pro Wrestling. We do grand openings, corporate events, and much more.
And why not from some of the wrestling talent themselves?
I'm Vinny the Fixer, and I'm the champion of Dog Professional Wrestling. If you want to book the best, come see us. We're the cream of the crop. We'll come to any fundraiser you can think of. Just name the place, and we'll show up.
This is the upstanding Dylan Mesh, and for the entirety of my professional wrestling career, dog wrestling has been a mainstay for where I like to wrestle. So you can believe me when I say that it is quality. And I'm upstanding. I'm the only opinion you need.
Yeah! It's your boy Gabriel Hodder here with my man Matthew Oman, and if you want your events to be all fight, no flight,
then book Dog Wrestling so you can witness true primal fear. Woo!
Top of the second inning, this broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test with Harper pass on their first attempt. You can book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman, New Jersey at 614 Lambs Road. Swing and a miss opens up inning number 2 to Brett Rankin, the first baseman, lefty-lefty matchup. Harrison gave up 1 run in the first, RBI single by Logan Soa, and another swing and a miss. Breaking ball fades away, and he missed it. Rankin, a senior, batting .244, 21 for 86, and 1 extra base hit, 4 walks, 4 hit by pitches. Harrison ahead in the count. The 0-2 to the lefty. Good night. He got him. 3 pitches, and a couple big swings and misses there by Brett Rankin. Strikeout number 2 for Harrison, and this will now send up the DH, Anthony Abadamarco.
Well, fastball in, slider away. It's a good combination there on the lefty-lefty matchup. See if they go back to that their second time through the lineup.
So Abadamarco, a high chopper to third, or excuse me, a high floater to third. It was taken in by Weir, and there's 2 away. That was kind of an odd ball off the bat. It looked like it maybe had a chance to slip over his head, but it does not, and Abadamarco is retired. This brings up Kenan Sanzone, the center fielder, .232 hitter. He was batting .327 as a junior, but he's 16 for 69 this year, 14 RBIs, 1 home run, and 5 extra base hits. That home run came right around the middle of the season versus Southern Regional, an 11-1 win. Strike called, 0-1. Harrison really feels like he's found his groove. I saw this yesterday with J.J. McLaughlin out of Bishop Eustis. He gave up a run in the first inning, and he did not look like himself. And then he just kind of figured it out, and he got out to the second inning with this deficit, and he found a way to be great. That's what Kyle Harrison's doing here. He had a really rough, maybe not rough is the right way to put it, but definitely an uneasy first inning. And now he's coming in. He gets a 3-pitch strikeout, a floater to third base, and now he's ahead 0-2 to the 8-hitter, Sanzone. Harrison delivers. Fouled back. Still 0-2.
Fastball's coming out his hand now a little bit, too. He looks like he's really starting to throw the baseball. You see it a ton in high school pitchers. They settle in as the game kind of settles down a little bit, too. And this is a big situation for some of these guys, and, well, most of them. This is a big stage.
And you notice that Vincent Londino didn't come out to talk to him during that inning. He just still had the confidence in Harrison even after giving up that run. As that ball's lined into right field, it is a foul ball by a hair.
Yeah, I mean, look, kid gave up a single with 2 outs for a run. That happens.
What are you going to do?
Right? It's baseball.
And it was well hit. It's just weak contact, and you hit it where they weren't.
Yeah, he threw competitive pitches around the zone that guys foul. I have Mark Tillman, who I coach with. One of his favorite sayings is "They practice too," right? Like they're here to compete as well.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Toms River South 1, Delsea 0. Harrison, it's just one's line into center field. Gebhard comes in with the shoestring and he makes the catch. A sinking fly ball off the bat of Sand Zone, got an unlucky strike, and it's taken in by the center fielder Gebhard to retire the side. We're through an inning and a half here in Franklinville. It's Toms River South 1, Delsea 0. Aiden Moylan out on the hill. First pitch to Familiar is a called strike. Logan Soa had an RBI single in the top of the first inning. That's been the only scoring so far. Another strike called. Quickly 0-2 to Familiar. 5, 6, and 7 for Delsea. There was a 2-out base hit by Ethan Dubois, but nothing further. Wow, very defensive swing there.
That's a great pitcher's pitch right there, up in a count.
A great pitcher's pitch, but also a really nice way to foul that pitch off and keep the at-bat alive. Strike 3. So a 4-pitch strikeout, all strikes for Moylan. That's his second. And we'll now see Ryan Luby, the shortstop, bat for Delsea. Talk about how passionate these dugouts are. Delsea treating it like another business day. I mean, they're just really fired up as a strike called. Nice breaking ball there. I'm a little bit surprised he went with the breaking ball in the first pitch, but a lot more modern pitchers are starting to do that now just to keep the hitter guessing, especially when you're ahead. Just missed that time.
You're gonna. Sometimes I think it depends the team you play where you're gonna start that way. There's certain teams in the region that are notorious for not swinging at early fastballs, or not swinging at early breaking balls. And if you have a pitch that you can really command in the zone, we call it your get me over. Throw it and start 0-1.
Just missed. 2-2, and it'll be Chase DeWitt, the designated hitter in the on-deck circle. 1-0 Toms River South, bottom of the second. South Jersey Group 3 semifinal. And Toms River East was able to stay alive in the other bracket, able to stay alive to make it to this round. They will host Mainland today in Toms River.
Mainland, what a team that just turns out great baseball teams year in and year out.
Upstairs, count is full. This one's popped up back behind the plate, and once again foul. Tons of foul balls in this game. They just got to turn some around and turn it into hefty contact. But that is, of course, easier said than done. Strike 3 called inside corner. So back-to-back strikeouts for Aiden Moylan. This now sends up DeWitt. Toms River South will bat 9-1-2 in the third, leading off with Carson Migliori, the right fielder. Migliori, Jeremiah, and Andrew Schmidt, the freshman. Moylan's first pitch, another strike called, 0-1. I mean, this is just a clinic right now from Aiden Moylan, what he's been able to offer. Just seems like he's got all the confidence in the world as that one misses. 1-1.
Pitcher's first job is to throw strikes, and he is not disappointing when it comes to filling out that job description. He is getting on the mound, he's short to the plate, and he is just filling it up.
Missed that time, 2-1.
Yeah, it's a great pitch, though. Yeah, it's a tough take right there as a guy who's been throwing a ton of strikes.
Have to be very picky, very selective with what you want. That's the 2-1. DeWitt lines it back up the middle. There's a base hit. It's the second hit of the day for Delsea. And just like in the first, it's a 2-out single that gives Delsea a chance to get on the board in the bottom of the second. And now it'll be Luke Logadis, the second baseman, in the 8 slot for the Crusaders.
And that's going to happen as you get a guy that fills it up a ton. He's going to give up some hits, especially if he's heavy in the zone with his fastball early on. You're going to give up some hits. But I'm interested about this second baseman in the box. Talking to Coach Lundino, he's been a huge spark plug for these guys.
And I don't remember Logadis starting when we covered Delsea twice earlier this year.
Yeah, he said he was a late ad, but I've been watching him in the dugout, guys coming in, guys coming out. You talked earlier about a guy who's going to pick up his teammates and get the best out of them. I've seen that out of him just out of the peripheral here. He's a great addition.
Ooh, time called. Moylan let the pitch go from his hand. 4 for 9. This is only the 7th game that he's appeared in. He appeared in both playoff games, but only 4 games in the regular season. So you're absolutely right. Lejudis has been a spark plug for this team. As we said, 4 for 9, though, with 4 RBIs, all base hits. Had 3 RBIs in a late regular season win, 10-2 over Audubon. This one's popped up. First base side. Rankin has the glove shielding his eyes, but the second baseman calls him off, and Evan Schmidt makes the catch. So Toms River South gives up another 2-out single, but no damage from the Indians. We go to the third. It's TRS 1, Delsea 0. Top of the third inning here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. I'm Dan Wilkins along with my color commentator Greg Himes, former head coach at Overbrook High School. Glad to have him back on the microphone with us. He did our Washington Township Rancocas Valley game last week But we're getting deeper into the playoff season. Our first sectional final will be tomorrow. Bishop Eustace and Gloucester Catholic should be one for the ages, as is every Bishop Eustace and Gloucester Catholic sectional final. As the first pitch is popped up to our right. This one is going to run out of room. Du Bois climbs the fence, but couldn't get there. It's 0-1. It's 9-1-2 for Toms River South in the third, leading off with Migliori and then Jeremiah and Andrew Smith.
Harrison coming out, first pitch strike, establishing the zone again. And Toms River is not afraid to go get a first pitch fastball.
That one's up, 1-1. They'll also be 9-1-2 for Delsea in the bottom of the third as a frame by Familiar misses that time. 2-1.
Looks like South traveled well. They got a student section building out there down the line and
You're right. We'll have to take a look at that in a second. Wonder what time they had to get out of school to get there. That one's outside. I remember we did a sectional final one time between, well, actually back in March. It actually wasn't that long ago, between, it was Middletown South and Westhampton Tech. Middletown South, of course, in the short conference. It was Central Jersey Group 3. And Middletown South had basically a third of the section, third of the grandstands cornered off, as that'll be ball 4 to the 9-hitter, Miglior, and it'll send up now Jeremiah, the left fielder. But what I'll tell you is those shore conference schools, they do all travel very well, and I think that they are well-versed in supporting their teams, and I think there's a reason why the shore conference has such a reputation for producing winning programs, partially because of what they bring to the table. You know, there's not a whole lot of small schools in the shore conference, just like there's not a whole lot of small schools in the Olympic conference. You know, what the shore conference is to them is what the Olympic conference is to us. That one's high.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. When you have schools who really value their athletics, I think sometimes people see it as just the on-the-field stuff, but let's talk about like an entire student body experience. And I think that's where you can get booster clubs involved, alumni who are in good hiring positions for jobs later on, and a lot of school pride. I mean, a lot of sports does something and brings people together like nothing else really can. And you're seeing it today. Is this crowd's rowdy out here?
Yeah, I mean, I think about it every time I cover a shore conference team. There's always something interesting. We did a girls basketball game earlier this year between Kingsway and Central Regional. Central Regional ended up pulling out with the win. There's just so much that's unexpected when a shore conference school comes to town. Not to mention the fact that one's up and in. Shore conference schools don't really play that many non-conference games because they are so backloaded with their in-division games when you're playing like 14 or so games in your division a year, because every division is packed full. Like, I find it almost rare to see a shore conference school playing a non-shore conference school. Like, I wish we would see more crossovers between, say, the Cape Atlantic League and the shore. As that ball's grounded, it hits off the mound. Diving stop
Nice
at
play.
second. Flips it. No. Throw to first. Not in time. Everybody is safe. It was a diving effort at second base, but he was unable to make the play. He held on to the ball. I thought he was going to throw it to second. He ended up holding on to it and tried to make the desperate attempt at first, was unable. And Toms River South has 2 runners on with 1 away.
That's not a wasted effort, though. That ball gets through. That base runner goes first to third. Now you have that's the leadoff guy on first base, correct?
Correct.
So now you have first and third situation where Delsea's going to have to make a decision. You got your best base runner who already swiped a bag earlier in the game. I mean, that really keeps a double play in line, gives you an option to field a bunt here.
Here's that second baseman again.
Yeah.
With Austin Schmidt at the plate. Keep an eye on him. This is quite interesting. Yeah, here's that bunt. It's popped up. Back behind the plate, and it's foul. It's off the facing of the dugout. 0-1. So you said that's called what, the Miami play?
So we used to call it Miami when me and Vince played together. So when you bring that second baseman up in the slot, look at the third and first baseman here. What you're saying is they're not going to try and bunt it where the pitcher can field it down the third base line. They want the third baseman to come field it. He's going to be in a read. But by bringing the second baseman up, he's in a much better position than the first baseman to field, which would.
What happened here?
We got some kids playing wall ball in the back.
No. Somebody missed something.
We got to tell these guys to get on top of the baseball and work down. So when you bring the second baseman up, what you're really looking for is if they're going to work the ball to that right side, how can I get that lead runner? Middle infielders typically have a little bit better feet than first baseman. Dubois can be the, could be the exception to that, but
misses high. Yeah, so let's see here. I mean, obviously, if you're Schmidt, if that second baseman wasn't up, you're going to try to push it the other way. But now that he is up, you might want to try to get that bunt down the third base line to minimize the chances of a play being made at third to try to cut down the lead runner.
Yeah, so if you're the batter in the box, you're trying to make this third baseman field the ball at all times because that gives you your sacrifice. Most of the time, though, pitcher's trying to pitch you away, trying to feed you into a guy up here. So bringing him up gives you a good athletic guy to field that.
There's a strike called inside corner, 1-2.
Let's see if they start the runner here with the two-hitter in the box. A lot of back control early, a lot of foul balls, not a big swing and miss type guy. Wonder if they try and start the runners and get two guys in scoring position with one swing here, even if they get rid of the out.
Well, they do move the second baseman back. We were talking about Luke. Pardon, I'm not even going to try to say it. I know that I'm going to get corrected on it, but here's the pitch. That one's up and out, and it pops out of the glove of Familiar. Both runners are going to move up, so you didn't even need to make contact with the ball there. And it now moves both runners over on a passed ball. Really tough break for Delsea there as it now moves two runners in the scoring position. The count is 2-2, and Harrison going to be in a little bit of trouble here as he's got the middle of the order. You're facing Austin Schmidt, who had a base hit in the first inning.
Coach Vince calling for the infield up here.
Trying to get anything possible at home. But because the bases aren't loaded, it's going to be a tag play at the plate. So I guess they're confident that they're going to hit the ball on the ground and then get a throw to the plate and get Familiar on the tag. This one's popped up back behind. Dubois is going to run out of room. Oh, my goodness. What did they put in Ethan Dubois' coffee this morning? He just almost scaled the fence down the first base line.
Yeah, Ethan wants to go get an out right here. Yeah,
even if it means he's got to leap over the fence.
If you bring the infield up here, I'm assuming the South coach is telling the guy on third, hey, we're not automatic. It's going to slow down that initial jump.
That's true. Yeah, he's probably going to wait for his command to see if that ball gets through, if he puts it in play at all. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. He got him.
It's a huge pitch right there.
Harrison went with something of a changeup low on the plate. He strikes out Schmidt. It's his second K of the day. It's out number one, and you absolutely said it, Greg. That is a huge pitch, a huge out. And now you've got Christian Mascaro, the shortstop.
And that's why Harrison's their guy, right? He throws the ball off a backstop, and he tells his catcher, that's on me, I missed by too much. And he comes up and he makes a big pitch in a situation right there to kind of quell that beast.
First pitch, that one's high. Again, Kyle Harrison, along with his twin brother Connor Harrison, were both committed as a package deal to Franklin Pierce University in New Hampshire. But then they recently flipped their commitment to Camden County College, the up-and-comer in Region 19. And John Scanzano's done an excellent job of recruiting talent out there to Blackwood. I mean, you played at CCC back in the late 2000s, so you know what that program is like, as this one's fouled back.
Yeah, I got to play there under Kenny the Maniac Bouillon, who I say that with nothing but love. He really taught me a lot about the game.
Maniac in a good way.
In all the ways. But, yeah, I'd fire that. I'd run through a fire and a brick wall for that guy. But, we were ranked in the top of the country there. But if you're going to play competitive ball in Region 19, you need guys like Harrison. I mean, that region is just so good. I think this year alone they had 4 teams ranked in the top 10.
Yeah, they had so much great talent that it ended up they had 2 bids. They were the only conference/region that had multiple bids to the Junior College World Series in Johnson City, Tennessee. They had Rowan Gloucester, who ended up making the final but lost to SUNY Niagara. the Thunderwolves, and also in that tournament was Brookdale, who also made the Region 19 final. So, yeah, Region 19, definitely a hot spot for all kinds of talent in junior college. Here's the pitch, outside. 3-1. 1-0 Toms River South. An RBI single by Logan Soa opened up the scoring. 3-2 is the count. But we've had radio silence since, although this is Toms River South, their best chance so far. After both pitchers had a pretty breezy second inning. Now Harrison running into a traffic jam here in inning number 3. The payoff from Harrison. Strike 3 called right down the middle.
Wait.
Am I crazy? Did it?
He called 3-2 before
Okay.
that pitch, but you were right on the ticker.
I apologize. I had 3-1.
Looks like you were right. He put up 3-2.
He did signal 3-2. Okay.
He did.
And I don't question the umpire.
Either
so.
way, great pitch by Harrison right there.
Oh boy. Now it's 3 balls, 2 strikes. Harrison delivers. And now that's strike 3. So he gets the strikeout back. There's 2 away. And what an inning this would be if Harrison can give up those 2 base runners and then immediately claw back for 3 straight outs.
Textbook pitching right there at the next level for Harrison. He throws that changeup down in the zone, catches Black, and then brings that backdoor slider and is able to do the same thing, which, you know, the hitter for South thought, you know, hey, that's a ball that's off the plate as it's looking away for him. But if he's got that umpire's eyes in that zone and he's got him calling strikes.
Check swing, appeal, says yes.
Oh, we got him.
I thought he went.
Yeah, if he's got him calling strikes, so you get that umpire in a rhythm. That's the goal. Then when you can start really getting some edge pitches where you can grow that zone by a little bit, that's how you beat teams as good as South.
Right. No ABS down here. Can still have a little bit of influence, you know?
Nah, these guys do a great job, though.
I agree.
I thought Rancocas Valley, those guys did a great job. You know, this crew's been very solid today. I think I've had at least 2 out of 3 of these guys on a regular basis. First base umpire's consummate professional. I've had him a lot on the field. He always does a good job keeping the game in check, but, you know, allowing the guys to play. So he's a great call for them to assign here in the situation.
We were talking with John Galante about it. The umpires for every game in the state tournament are assigned by the state. We had 3 umpires yesterday and now 3 umpires today. I have to imagine we'll have 3 for tomorrow with Eustis GC as there's a swing and a miss, 1 and 2.
That changeup's really coming out his hand nice here, and that's you get a lefty
it's just dropping off the table.
You get a lefty going fastball in, changeup away. That's a tough day to go to work.
And especially Harrison's arm slot makes it so much more difficult.
Absolutely.
Makes it very difficult to judge out of the hand where he's going to go.
This is a Nicky Delgazo, shout out Haddon Township, action pitch right here. That's what he would be yelling.
Action.
No, we gotta get the tennis ball away from those kids.
All right.
Yeah, there it is. Coach, we're putting it in the pocket, he said.
Yeah, coach is like, all right, we're done. There weren't even the kids behind the wall ball. I think there was somebody that was, like, tossing it at the wall of the dugout, and then he missed.
You know what? Kids are playing baseball, watching a baseball game.
Nothing wrong with that.
Hey, he's getting his arm ready for when he comes up to play.
Here's the pitch. Outside. I saw it happen one time. I can't remember who it was, but there was a team that I thought it was a little bit bush league to do it, but they had a guy warming up in the bullpen, and the pitcher who was warming up slipped the ball out of his hand, and the ball ended up rolling up the line, so the umpire called time, and it was like – and it definitely didn't look like it accidentally slipped out of his hand. Like, he wasn't a good actor about it, and I was like, come on. Like, what are we doing here? Here's the pitch. 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a fly ball, foul.
So the later you get in your coaching career and you got to squat to pick up a catcher because you're thin or you're coaching at a small school or summer ball, if I have to get back there, I take that first pitch and I launch that bad boy into center field. I'm buying myself at least 30 seconds for someone to find that thing, get it, and get it in. I'm hoping a catcher's there soon.
Somebody save me, you know? 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the 3rd inning, 2 runners on. Group 3 semifinal in South Jersey.
This dugout's going to erupt. He works out of this.
He's had 2 strikeouts in this inning, and he gets a third. Kyle Harrison, 3 strikeouts in a row after the first 2 reach. You were right on it. This dugout's fired up. They just got to get it going with the bats. We go to the bottom of the third. Toms River South 1, Delsea 0.
Launches one foul. See, Mostero's doing us a service here. Or excuse me, D'Alessandro. D'Alessandro is doing us a service here. He's letting us have this conversation by having a long at-bat. But a lot of people are still caught up in the D1 or bust mentality. Listen to this crowd. Listen to this crowd. We'll talk about that later. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Clapping it up here for the Roadrunners. 2-2. Here's a fly ball out towards center field. This one's going back, and this one is gone! 3-run homer, D'Alessandro! And it's a 1-run game at the crack of the bat, 5-4. 3-run shot to center field. Trailing towards the right center, and the cleanup man does exactly what the position orders, cleaning up. And he does it incredibly well with a 5-4 game. He battles for 11 pitches and makes.
Welcome back. Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. This broadcast is brought to you by the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators, or Dog Pro Wrestling, New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization with high-flying events and nonstop entertainment throughout the Garden State. For more information on future events, visit dawgprowrestling.com. First pitch misses high in the bottom of the third inning, 9-1-2. It'll be Nate Jackson, the right fielder, Milo Gebhard, the center fielder, and Dom Montana as he takes a strike.
So 9 top. Delsea loves to put the ball on the ground. Haven't put too much pressure on this team. A lot of strikes being thrown here. I wonder. Well, that ball's wrapped down the line.
That ball's out to left field. Jackson, it's fair. Gets some chalk, and Jackson's going to be on the run. He'll go to second. He slides in. Slides in safely. Leadoff double. It's the first extra base hit for Delsea. Now gives them some business here with Gebhard in the top of the order coming up for the Crusaders.
I'm sitting here wondering if Londino's going to start laying some down, button for a hit, and guy 9-hole wraps a double down the left field line.
Yeah, I was curious where they were going to go with that, but Jackson just puts a charge into one, barely landed to the right of the chalk. And Delsea's got business here in the bottom of the third inning with leadoff double. Lefty-lefty matchup. Now Gebhard shows bunt. Misses at it, and home plate did not say that said that he did not offer 1-0. Stepping off there.
Yeah, it's a good job. Anytime you see hands that early, inside move or some type of pickoff, make sure your defense is in a good spot. Looks like South is playing more of a traditional bunt defense here with a guy on second.
Low and out. Gebhard put a charge into one but flew out to left in his first at bat.
2-0, I still think he's getting this bunt down. They need to tie this game up with the fat of their order coming up.
There we go. This time he drops it. Third base side. It's going to roll.
Safe.
Yeah,
He's
no
safe.
play. And everybody's safe. Third baseman came in. It's a bunt single in the infield. And a bunt single right up the third base line to the right of the dirt. It lands in the grass. And Milo Gebhard's got a single here after Nate Jackson roped a double to left. And now you've got 2 on, nobody out for Dom Montana.
Cuff pants and soccer cleats, the guy can run. But we didn't get.
I didn't even notice that the soccer cleats.
Yeah, he got sniped after first base here. River left the middle infield wide open right there when he went to put the brakes on. He ended up on his back.
I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
Good catch.
We watch this much baseball, and you know the mistakes your teams have made. You look on the backside of the play. Big situation right here.
Here's a ball high, and Gebhard steals second base. I mean, listen, we didn't mention it before, but we should also note that he is the running back on Delsea's football team. He had 76 rushes this past year with 406 rushing yards, 8 TDs.
And that's a prolific football powerhouse right there.
Oh, yeah. Saw them last year versus Kingsway, as that one's high.
I think they spent, I think it was 25 years, and they had their first 500 season.
Right. Maybe we should get you on the headset for football this fall.
I love me some football. We can talk birds, too. You know, I do love me some birds.
The 2-0. We'll get a coaches cast together with you and Rob Christ from Eastern. Can't remember who else we've had as a guest. We've had Mike Ritchie, boys basketball at Highland. He's done some of our basketball stuff. He does an excellent job. But that's one thing that I've taken a lot of pride of, is we'll have a 3-0 with first base open, and he will take ball 4.
That's a load 'em for Du Bois coming up here.
Oof. Do not envy Moylan's situation here, and Toms River South is going to get a pitching visit going.
Yeah, you got to have a conversation here. He's a junior. It is a big situation. I mean, the kid's got a ton of talent. He's going to face a talented hitter, though. But this is what playoff baseball is about, right? We saw Harrison win a tough jam himself, second and third, no outs. Throws a ball off the backstop and then says, you know what, I have to button it down. And the kid absolutely did just that. So we'll kind of see how this lefty bounces back. He's been great all day. I've been unbelievably impressed by Coach here in the dugout. But, you know, what he's talking to his team about, what their approach is about. And I heard him pregame tell everybody, like, hey, slow this game down. Do not let it speed up on you. And that's the right way to handle it. And that's probably the conversation they're having here, right? We got to get one out. We do have a 1-run lead in this situation. Stay out of the noise. Let's get it out. Leave it at 1. Leave it at 2. We can hit. Stay out of a big inning right here.
Get out of the noise, quite literally. Delsea
very much so.
Erupting after that mound visit. Again, led by head coach Jim Rankin, assisted by Tyler Gebler, Neil Kardakis, Joe Ventresca, and Mike Conover.
Middle's playing back, looking to spin. Corners are going to keep the guy in check at home.
Du Bois wanted to offer at that one, but misses high.
There's that hitter's mentality like he had in that full count earlier in the game. He's go, go, go. He wants to hit runs in here.
Feels like this past couple of days have been the days of big swings with the bases loaded as it's inside. I mean, yesterday alone, Dante Matarese won the game for Bishop Eustace via run rule with a game-winning grand slam. And then how about Alex Weingartner for St. Augustine? Walk-off grand slam versus Red Bank Catholic as there's a strike. So that's why I'm not manifesting it, but with the bases loaded and nobody out, you feel like Du Bois is trying to get this ball down, get a couple runs in.
Weingartner, Gatorade Player of the Year, I was reading somewhere. Is that fake news or is that
no,
real news?
That's correct. New Jersey Player of the Year. That one fouled back. That got a big piece of the catcher, and it ricocheted off the backstop. Counts 2-2. Du Bois singled with 2 outs in the first.
When you miss like that and the ball straight back, that means you were on time and just off target. So
Delsea's had 2 hits, both with 2 outs in their respective innings in the first and the second, but no runs for the Crusaders yet. Big swing, but a pop-up. Third base side.
It's going to stay foul.
Yeah, so it's no infield fly rule, but it is caught at third base. Good catch over there by Andrew Schmidt, the freshman, and it's out number 1.
Huge out right there. Huge out.
Especially versus arguably the best hitter on this Delsea team, Ethan Du Bois.
Yeah, he's one of the best hitters in South Jersey. He's not a kid
sure.
I want to throw to with the bases loaded every day. I very much so like his last at-bat. Bags open, don't give him nothing fat.
Andrew Weir is the batter. He struck out in his first at-bat. Moylan, 3 strikeouts so far. As we said, he came into the start with 83 Ks, over 130 in his first 2 seasons in the red and white. As there's a swing and a miss. Well, more like red and gray, as It's 0-1. Weir got a swing and miss that time.
Let's keep an eye on the base runner here at third. You never know what Coach Vinny Landino is going to do in these situations.
Low. 1 ball, 1 strike here. I mean, patience is going to be key, because if you want to force Moylan into a bad situation, I feel like they just got to hold off a little bit more. Delsea really feels swing happy in the first couple innings of this game, and they'll have to get that under control if they want to win tonight.
Yeah, Coach is giving his guys the freedom to just absolutely go get it. They've been here before, though.
It was a swing and a miss, 1-2.
It was a playing group that has now as a tradition in front of them, plays late into the year. It's almost like Haddon Heights.
Right.
5 straight. What's that? 5 straight section semifinals for Coach Newell, and that's the expectation.
Right. Anything short of that is a failure. There's a 2-strike pitch, and that one's tapped foul. Got a piece of Weir on the right shoulder, but he seems unfazed, and it's still 1-2. And the on-deck circle will be the catcher, Jax Familiar. But if you're Delsea, you'd rather not have this situation go to bases loaded and 2 outs with the momentum that you already have. You'd rather not let it get to that point. You'd rather nip this problem while you still can. As Moylan's 1-2. Chopped to third. Bobbled by Schmidt. It's stopped by the shortstop, and the runner goes back to third. The game is tied. Everybody station to station. I think that's going to be a fielding error charged against Schmidt. Delsea has tied the game. Nate Jackson, the right fielder, comes in to score. He had a double to open up the inning. Everybody's safe. Delsea's tied this game at 1.
Let's get out of the obvious of, every coach wants that third baseman to make that play. Freshman, tough play, ball smoked at him. How about the shortstop having the range to go get a baseball behind a third baseman and save the second run?
One's fouled back, hits the Indians' dugout. It's 0-1.
If you leave this inning saying I'm in a 1-1 tie because you can throw a double play ball right here, that shortstop saves that run right there.
Absolutely, and that could be the difference in what I expect to be a low-scoring game. Strike right down Broadway, 0-2. I mean, we've covered Delsea twice this year, and in both games, it's been pretty high scoring. They beat GCIT 9-6, and then Delsea 12-9. But also regular season games and playoff games are night and day, so different. As this one's chopped out in front of the mound. Moylan's got to play at the plate. It's high. Did he tag the bag? He did. Delsea disagrees with it, but they did get the out at the plate. Gebhardt is out, and a bang-bang play with the catcher in Soa tagging the bag at the last second. We're still tied at 1 here. What did you think there? Did you think he got him?
Yeah, I don't think you can call him out in that situation. I think he'd have to be pretty obvious off the bag.
There's a ground ball.
He's got the easy one in the middle. That's a great job working out of that inning.
For sure. The game remains tied 1-1 as a fielding error is the only blemish on the frame. But we go to the top half of the 4th inning, 1-1. Here's your Dan Wilkins Broadcasting replay. Here's that close play at the plate with Soa holding the bag. I want to take a look at this a second time, see how close it was. Ooh, that was close. That was a close play. But regardless, the game is tied 1-1. Kyle Harrison will face Evan Schmidt, followed by Rankin and Abadamaro. Fouled straight back.
Almost rattled your umbrella right there.
That was right near our field mic. Yeah, that was a loud one. 0-1. Schmidt struck out in his first at bat, but Harrison able to wiggle out of a huge jam in the third. Gave up a walk and a single, but then struck out the next 3 straight. The 0-1. Ground ball sharply hit. Picked up. Throw to first is in time. 6-3 ground out is the first out of the fourth. Again, tomorrow we will have Gloucester Catholic and Bishop Eustace in the South Jersey non-public B final. What may be our last high school baseball game of the season would be either Northern Burlington versus the winner of Colts Neck and Brick Memorial. That would be Friday at 4. I'd be on the call with Damon Dukes out of UMBC. No balls, 1 strike. First pitch was called to Rankin, who struck out in his first at bat. That ground ball was hit pretty sharply, though, out to short. That one is low. I mean, it feels like we're kind of at a standstill right now. It just feels like, Delsea got the run back, but I still don't feel like the momentum's entirely on their side. I feel like both of these dugouts are still playing off of each other, and you really can't say that either team is favored right now.
No, I completely agree. Delsea, both teams honestly had a huge opportunity to kind of crack that door open and get that momentum going in a lopsided way, and both pitchers did a great job. I mean, even if you're looking at the south side, that 1-2 second out, that's a huge play that, we just saw, last week, a pitcher not really be able to handle it so much in such a big moment. And, for him to get it close enough for the catcher to get that out, I mean, he's assisting to his own outs.
1 ball, 2 strikes, and a swing and a miss. Harrison loves that pitch on the outside to the lefty batters. It's 2 away. This now sends up the DH in Abadamarco.
Yeah, he went slider against him last time with 2 strikes as well. I wonder if we're going to see anyone start to get loose just to have.
Just in case.
Yeah, we're going to get into a short leash situation the deeper we get into this game.
I would say you've got a short leash right now, to be honest. I mean, listen, that might not be what Vincent Londino's going for, but the way that I see it is I cover a lot of teams that got a lot of home run power. This Toms River South team has only hit 3 home runs all season. If somebody gets a hold of one, gets the ball out of the ballpark here, makes it 2-1, solo homer, there's a strike called.
It's a great pitch.
What are the odds that they take Harrison out? But they don't have anybody warming up right now, and I don't see the same for the Indians of Toms River South. So I am certainly, to say the least, intrigued.
Yeah, they're going to let these guys work out of situations, which I guess they showed us last inning.
Oh. High chopper to short. Oh, it's bobbled. Tough play. Will go into left center field. That's a tough one to judge, but it'll be a runner on for Toms River with 2 outs in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, that is the age-old got to come get the big hop, but that's okay. Kid made a good play early in the inning. It's going to happen.
It was Ryan Luby. I'm conflicted on whether I want to score that a hit or an error, mostly because I think it was ordinary effort, but I also think that it was a tough play on a tough hop. I feel like if he was staying back a little bit more, he could have made that play. I don't know. That's always a tough one. That one's up and out. I think I would actually lean towards giving it a base hit because of how hard the ball was hit and because it was a high chopper and not something that, was like straight at him or something that was on the ground. It's not that conventional of a ground ball that was hit to the shortstop. So I think I'm going to err on the side of caution and give that a base hit, but
I think everybody with the pitcher would love you for that. I'm on the other side of the coin. Yeah, he's a slick glove shortstop. He takes 2 steps, gets that high hop. He throws the dart across to the boy. But you know what? Those plays happen. That's why you play the game. It's high school baseball. These plays happen at the collegiate level all day long.
For sure. And that's part of the reason why I explain my scoring decisions, because they're not official by any means.
Yeah.
The home book keeps the official score, but I like trying to educate folks about the game of baseball, especially if you're just a parent that watches because your kid plays and you might not be all that familiar with how the game actually works. I explain things like that because it sometimes, I get comments sometimes about, well, why did you score that in error instead of a hit? And I'm like, well, why don't I explain myself and make the job easier for everybody else? Because, listen, I had a game a few years ago. I'm not going to say what team it was, but it wasn't yours. It wasn't Overbrook, where the home team, in my book, had 3 hits and in the field had 5 errors. When I looked into NJ.com the next day, the home team magically had 4 more hits added to their tally and only had 1 error in the field. And I said to myself, well, maybe 1. But there were some that were blatant errors. You could show somebody who's never watched the game before, and they could tell you it was an error, and they were all scored as hits except for 1. I couldn't believe it. Here's the 3-2. Ground ball to short. He'll get another chance for Luby.
Ball always finds a guy.
That's exactly how it is, and Harrison gets out of it. So we go to the bottom of the 4th inning. Toms River South gets a 2-out base runner on a base hit. When we return, tied up at 1. Welcome back here, Toms River South and Delsea, South Jersey Group 3. First pitch is high. Let's take a look at the standings for the Tri-County. Oh, excuse me, that's the wrong one. We'll take a look at that in just a second. You can blame me because I was the one in charge of putting in the stats. So that one misses. 2-0. For Delsea, it's DeWitt, Logadis, and Jackson. I know I'm saying that wrong. I got to figure that out. 7, 8, 9. Strike called. All right, should be fixed now. There we go. Tri-County Liberty, Delsea, and Cumberland, co-division champs, 18-6 and 16-9. Highland was third at 16-10. They were actually seated higher than Toms River South, and Toms River South beat them in the 9-8 game. There's a strike called. And then after them, it's Timber Creek 9-14, Triton 8-15, and Deptford 3-20. But looking at those standings again, Delsea, 5 out of those 6 teams made the playoffs in Group 3. Delsea was the number 4, Cumberland was the number 5, Highland was 8, Timber Creek was 16, and Triton was the 15 seed. As this ball fly down the right field line, chance for Migliori, no play. But that Tri-County Liberty division was really tough this year. I mean, Cumberland, what a turnaround season they had, even though they lost in the first round. Won 5 games under Calderario last year. Flipped it for 18 wins this year. And we do have a right-hander warming up in the bullpen for Delsea. Seeing if we can get a jersey number on him.
That's Dubois.
That's Dubois. Okay,
Yeah, he's
going to
be the next guy ready to go.
Can't confuse number 97. This ball's fouled, right side. Look out.
I love the 97, by the way.
I forgot to ask him where that comes from. Like if it's inspired by something or somebody, or maybe he's just a big fan of the former Dodgers reliever Joe Beimel. Like, I'm not sure. But that ball's laced in the left center field. This ball's got a chance to get down, and it does. It drops in front of Jeremiah. It's a leadoff base hit for Chase DeWitt, the DH. And Moylan gives up a leadoff base runner for the 8-batter now.
Who knows? Maybe Dubois was a fan of the old head coach from Loyola Marymount called Snowman. Snowman didn't allow his guy. There wasn't a single jersey number under 38 on the staff. A little bunt here, right back to the pitcher. Getting the out at first.
Yeah, so a 1-3 sacrifice for LeJudas. One away. Runner to second now. Go ahead run to second for Jackson, who roped a double to left center field. To left field down the line. Barely caught some chalk. Was a really good piece of hitting by Jackson. And he came around to score as Delsea's only run to this point. Moylan, first pitch, low and in.
Interested to see the shortstop holding the runner on here with a guy who already yanked the ball down the line to a lefty.
Delsea with 5 hits in the game, 1 run.
Wonder if they're going to stay away from him with a bag open and a lefty-lefty matchup coming. I guess this pitch will tell us right here.
Strike called. Yeah, you got Gebhardt in the on-deck circle. As we said, Dubois is in the bullpen. Gebhardt is 1 for 2. The 2-1. Up and in. Fastball carried a little bit too much weight on it. And it's 3 balls, 1 strike. Again, Gebhardt in the on-deck circle is the leadoff man back to the top of the order. And you really don't want a situation to have 2 runners on and only 1 away for a guy like Gebhardt. I mean, he can certainly hit this left-handed pitching. That ball pops out of the glove. It's ball 4, but the runner is off. He goes.
That's a huge deal right there.
And a passed ball on ball 4 allows the runner to advance. The go-ahead in Chase DeWitt. And Jackson reaches base for the 2nd time today. It comes on a 5-pitch walk. And now Milo Gebhardt will bat with runners on the corners and 1 away. This is exactly what we were talking about. Some signs to the infield from Logan Soa behind the plate.
This is a big situation. Bunted for a single last time. Obviously, great feel in the box for a bunter, plus bunter right here, lefty on the mound.
Here we go. No, here's a play between first and third. They're going to send him to second base, and there's going to be no play. He stole second base without issue. And Delsea's bag of tricks adds another chapter.
Little early pickoff draw right there with the lefty on the mound. Start him early. Try and get him in a rundown. If you can steal one, you steal one. If not, you got your leadoff guy here with, what do we got, 1 out in the inning?
Yeah, 1 away. That was on the sacrifice bunt by LeJudas.
Infield up here. Wonder if there's some other magic to happen.
Gebhardt fouls it back. 0-1. I'll tell you, Kyle Harrison, he is standing on the edge of the dugout with his glove in his hand and a Gatorade cup in his other hand. I've seen some pitchers that just like to relax and sit back when they watch the game when they're not throwing. But there's a ground ball to third. Backhand, didn't get the play at third. Throw to first is high, it gets away. Rankin couldn't get there. Here comes DeWitt, and Delsea's got the lead. Gebhardt's going to third. Here comes Jackson, he's safe. No play. And 3 bases for the running back in the fall and the running star in the spring. It's 3-1. Delsea in front. What a play.
That's a great job for the third baseman even getting to that ball with a slicing slicing ground ball from a lefty bat.
That was a mad dash by Milo Gebhard, as now it will be the first pitch grounded by Montana. It'll go foul, 0-1.
1 out, guy on third, probably in a boy in the box. I wonder if they're going to be in a gamble situation here.
I mean, you've got a ton of room to run in foul territory, which is why Gebhard got to third. The 0-1. That ball's laced. It's over the head. It's into center field. Montana drives in Gebhard, and it's 4-1. Good piece of hitting. It's fundamental. And Delsea, they put the fun in fundamental. 4-1. And that was all set up because of that slow roller by Milo Gebhard. And now the pitching coach will come out for Toms River South. I did not see anybody warming up, but our view, to be fair, is obstructed. So, not sure who they would have warming up, but Gebhard, he'll reach on an E5. That will send him to third, and he's already scored. Of course, there were no RBIs on the play.
Coach telling him right here, look, you're our guy. We got 1 out. We got to stop the bleeding here. Let's make 1 pitch, settle down, feed your middle infielders a ground ball. Let's remember we practice too, and let's get out of this thing, and let's find a way to score off this guy.
And I think, I mean, listen, this is the first time in a while I've seen 2 lefties going at it, both with sub-2 ERAs and both with high strikeout numbers. I mean, again, Moylan came into this game with 83 strikeouts in the regular season. It's an incredibly impressive mark as Du Bois, left field, it's straight away. Jeremiah makes the catch, sends the runner back to first, and there's 2 away.
Man, that ball's crushed off the end of the bat.
Right. Hence why he's a Division I guy headed to Newark, Delaware in the 2028 season, because he's a 2027 guy.
Go Blue Hens.
Yeah. I mean, obviously Delaware did not have the best season in their first in the new conference, Conference USA, but this one's popped up.
They're getting on time right now. They're getting on time with that fastball. Might have to see something backwards here off the mound.
I mean, we'll talk about Delaware a little bit in the fact that they were doing well in the CAA, the Colonial Athletic Association, but as a strike called, it's 0-2. Unfortunately, it wasn't really the baseball team's choice to move to Conference USA, where you've got conference games in New Mexico and Texas and Louisiana. Unfortunately, it was a football move, and it got all the other athletic departments dragged in with them. As that one is low, wild pitch there brings Montana to second base.
He's going anywhere off that. I think Lundino saw that's an off-speed count. Kid goes change-up. You know, with 2 outs, if this is the guy that leads your inning off next inning, it's also not the end of the world. But if you can get a runner in scoring position.
Swing and a miss.
He went back to that change.
Moylan gets him. He's got 5. And while that might be the end of the line for the left-hander, he certainly put together a good mark for Toms River South. They just got to get the bats going. Now the Delsea has taken a 4-1 lead here in the bottom of the 4th inning.
May is Mental Health Awareness Month. It is the responsibility of all of us to make sure that our friends, family, and anybody who we hold dear in our lives is feeling well. The problem with spotting mental health issues is that the symptoms aren't that obvious. Just because someone is okay or appears okay on the outside doesn't mean that they're okay on the inside. It's important that if they are in distress, that they call the right people and they get the help that they need. And it is very important that we treat each other with respect, regardless of who you are or where you come from. But it is just as important that we treat ourselves with respect, regardless of the situation going on in our lives. If you're in distress, you can call this number, 988, or you can visit any of these websites if you're not in distress but would like to learn more information about mental health awareness and research.
Ogley to end the day. And it gets past everybody. Graham will go back to position with no goal scored. They'll count down the time out loud here. Out to the left. One final shot, and it gets through. How about a buzzer beater? How do you do? It's a lead extending goal for Justin Lewis. Top of the fifth inning here at Delsea Regional High School. I'm Dan Wilkins with Greg Himes, the former coach at Overbrook High School. It's 4-1 Delsea. They pushed across 3 runs in the bottom of the fourth inning thanks to a throwing error and an RBI single. As that one is low, skipped past the catcher Familiar. The batter is Migliori, the right fielder. By the way, score update from the other half of the bracket. Mainland and Toms River East tied up 0-0 after 1 inning at Toms River. So the winner of this game plays the winner of Mainland and Toms River East. And like we said, we'll continue to have score updates on that game as it progresses. Here's the 1-0. Showing bunt. Migliori with the bases empty. Drops it to third base. Barehanded by Weir. He can't make a play. Bunt single in the infield down the third base line. And Carson Migliori gets himself a leadoff bunt single to put Toms River South in a little bit of business here in the top of the fifth.
Sometimes that's all it takes right there.
Public sectional final set for Friday. Toms River South, though, they'll be on the road no matter who they play. They're the lowest seed remaining. Toms River East, the 3. It'll be interesting if this was a rematch of last year's final between East and South. That one is step off by Harrison. Mainland is the 7 seed, although they're definitely not your typical 7 seed. Knocked off Cherry Hill West in the second round and defeated Lacey in a shutout. They've only allowed 1 run across both playoff games so far. Slider called a strike. 0-1 to the leadoff man in Jaden Jeremiah. He's 1 for 2, fly out and a single. Harrison, the 0-1. Looks over at first and delivers. Low. Again, we'll have Bishop Eustace and Gloucester Catholic tomorrow. That is going to be a wonderful game from Brooklawn. Going to be a powerful game at that. I wouldn't be surprised if we get pelted with a Mason Rosenberg home run ball in that game, as he's at 11 home runs this year. Top 5 in the state in home runs. This one's hit out towards center field. It's going to be shallow. Gebhardt's got to play, and he'll make the catch.
Man, he can really cover some ground, that kid.
Must be nice to have your starting running back in center field. But Gebhardt makes the play. He's made a couple of good plays out there. He's had a shoestring grab earlier in the game that ended the second inning.
It's flashbacks at Jake Watson, former Delsea kid.
Right.
I had the luxury of being able to coach Jake in the summer one time, and God, the kid is just a bug in the bag. He's had a great career at Rutgers Camden.
Yeah, I believe he just entered the transfer portal with a grad year left, as that one's inside. I mean, listen, he is a fantastic player, and I remember earlier this year, back in March, Rutgers Camden played Centenary College out of Hackettstown, and Watson actually hit for the cycle in that game, which included his first career home run, which I couldn't believe, but he's one of those guys that's not concerned about power, right? He just wants to put the ball in play, get on base. You know, if he happens to put one over the fence, then so be it. But that was his first home run with Rutgers Camden. One ball, one strike to Austin Schmidt, the third baseman and freshman.
Trying to pull up some of these other games here on the Game Changer app.
Well, we just talked about when we came back, Toms River East and Mainland are tied 0-0 in the second inning. That is the game that will be the other half of this bracket. In Group 4, Eastern leads Cherry Hill East 2-0. Matt Griskevich had a 2-run home run in the first. Counts 2-2. The other Group 1 games are Shalleck Maple Shade and Pennsville Woodstown. And then Group 2 is Haddon Heights Cedar Creek. Kevin Minnick is at that game. And then Haddonfield and, I don't know why I'm blanking, Seneca. Haddonfield and Seneca.
Seneca's sneaky in Group 2, playing that Olympic Conference schedule all
year. Oh, they've always
year.
been sneaky. That's why they've won 2 sectional championships. They won once as an 8 seed in Group 2, 2023, and then won it as a 1 seed in 2024. And in that Group 2 game, we've got no score after 2 innings in Cedar Creek, Haddon Heights. That other Group 4 game is Kingsway and Rancocas Valley. Harrison looks over, time. Whoa! And he had to let that one go.
Well, good thing that one doesn't count.
Yeah. Well, I'd say as well, I've talked about it before, but that is the right move for a pitcher to make when time is called late. Because if you disrupt your motion, if you stop your motion in the middle of it because the batter called time, that actually can be more harmful to you as a pitcher than just letting it go.
Yeah, throw the thing over the backstop. Doesn't hurt anything.
There's a swing and a miss. He got him. And instead of throwing it over the backstop, he throws it over the plate. And he strikes out Austin Schmidt. Now up to 7 strikeouts for Kyle Harrison. That's 2 away. Again, they had Ethan DuBois warming up, but now, well, obviously DuBois is in the field. They now have Connor Harrison warming up behind him, which is, again, that dual commit to Camden County. Popped up, right side.
That's staying in play.
Familiare's got a play on it. Look out, he makes the catch. Thought DuBois was going to try to call him off, but the catcher made the play over his shoulder, and the inning is over. Go to the bottom of the 5th inning here at Delsea, 4-1, Crusaders. Well, we've got tarps off in left field here at Delsea Regional High School. The first pitch, Moylan still in the game. That ball missed. I guess it's a good day for tarps off, although it would be unprofessional of me to do so. It's 83 degrees here at Delsea. Got a great crowd on hand. Whether it's in the outfield, got a lot of students here. I saw there was a good amount of students that came in once the game had started, I guess because Delsea lets out at, I guess, 2:30 or something like that, you know, right around that time. So saw some kids coming in late. But
you go tarps off, they're going to have to reclassify this broadcast.
You're going to have to put a disclaimer on the screen. When it comes to baseball traditions, as there's a strike called, I am much more fine with tarps off than I am with the stupid wave. I refuse to do it. Never. It's ball 4 to Familiar. I think I actually got upset one time because we were at a Phillies game and there was some folks doing the wave and it was like a 3-3 game, bottom of the 7th inning. I'm like, what are we doing here, people? You going to watch baseball or you're not going to watch baseball? It's a leadoff walk to Familiar. He'll get run for at first as a courtesy.
He's a shortstop here.
He's going to show bunt. Drops it down, left
That's a
side,
hit.
right side. Under a flip from first is in time.
That's a nice job making a recovery from the lefty. A lot of times you get the lefty falling off that side of the mound, going the opposite direction. But what I was going to say is the shortstop here, he's got some Bryson Stott-esque love from the dugout in the walk-up song.
The batter is DeWitt, the designated hitter.
DeWitt started that rally last inning, I believe.
Had that base hit, led off, that's correct. With a base hit, a sacrifice bunt, Jackson walked, and then it was that 2-run E5 that scored those two off the bat of Gebhard. The runner at second on the courtesy is Owen Rysick, the sophomore. As a ground ball sharply hit second base. Oh, it's bobbled. He'll have to pick it up. Quick recovery. Throw is a tiny bit wide, but Brett Rankin hangs onto it. Runner gets to third. 2 outs. And LeJudas will be the batter for Delsea. Out of the 8 slot, like we said, only came into this game with 9 at-bats. But he has played in every playoff game so far for Delsea. The first round 8-0 win over Ocean City. And in round 2, the walk-off win over Morristown, the 12 seed. LeJudas center field. This one's shallow. And it'll be caught, ranging to the left. Taken in by Sanzone, and the inning is over. So Moylan has a clean 5th. And going to the top of the 6th inning here in Franklinville, it's Delsea 4 and Toms River South 1. Kyle Harrison is still out for the top of the 6th inning, as it'll be Soa, Evan Schmidt, and Brett Rankin, 4, 5, and 6 for Toms River South. South Jersey Group 3 semifinal here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting as Harrison's first pitch. Inside, ball 1.
Velo's still holding here later in the game with Harrison. He seems pretty settled down. Ball still coming out of his hand well.
Curious what his pitch count's at the moment. High chopper, second base. Playing back on it, a high hop. Throw to first, bang, bang, play. He got him. 4-3 ground out, retires the leadoff man in Soa, the catcher. And there's one away here in the 6th.
How cool for the parents of the Harrison brothers if they go twin connection to send themselves to a final.
That would be incredible.
Steak dinners tonight.
There is a really good steakhouse in Franklinville, so, or at least around the area. Forget the name of it. Haven't had it in years.
Franklinville Inn?
Yes.
Yeah, you get a nice prime rib.
Oh, yeah. Right up the street. Passed by it on the way here. By the way, after 2 frames in the other half of this bracket, Mainland leads Toms River East 1-0 after the 2nd inning. Here's the 0-1. Another swing and a miss. Fastball was high, the bat didn't match it, and it's 0-2. Kyle Harrison's had 7 strikeouts and has only allowed 4 hits in the game. But all of them have been singles, and honestly, most of them haven't been hit all that hard. There's a pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. That's 8 for Kyle Harrison. 2 away in the 6th.
I love the approach out of Vinny Lundino here, whoever's handling his staff. Kyle's backwards early, slider, change up, off the plate, nibble, nibble, nibble. Coming down the stretch in this 6th and even in the 5th after they get a little bit of a lead, he's fastball, fastball, slider, fastball, fastball, fastball. Like, he is establishing the zone with the fastball here.
And he just seems like he's in control from the start to the finish, as he also hasn't allowed any walks in this game, as there's a strike called. Like we said, part of the storyline for Toms River South going into this game with vengeance. This is the exact field where Ken Frank coached his last baseball game at the high school level. 973 wins, the winningest high school coach in New Jersey baseball history. And it all ended with a 5-18 season that ended as a 13 seed here at Delsea. Delsea won the game 8-1, and then Jim Rankin took over in 2025, and he's immediately turned around this program and has sent them into a great playoff position here for the Indians. The 0-2. Defensive swing, but he gets a piece of it.
Yeah, they first 2 at-bats, sliders. Sliders got Rankin here. Looks like that's what they're feeding him early, but I can't stop watching the second baseman. The kid is getting busy out there. He's got some dance moves going on, trying to keep it light, keep it energetic, and stay focused. I mean, he has not stopped moving.
No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Did he go? No. I think he held up.
Yeah, he held
close.
up. That's a great call there. And that's the luxury of having 3 guys here.
Absolutely. Because with that lefty, the first base umpire isn't going to have the best vantage point of it. That's a third base call all day. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Harrison, 8 strikeouts, 4 hits, and 1 run back in the first inning. Fly ball popped up, out to the shortstop. Luby's got to play, and he makes the catch. Kyle Harrison with 6 innings under his belt. We'll see if he goes for a 7th, but if not, his twin brother Connor, committed to the same college, Camden County College, is right behind him. Last swings for the Crusaders, 4-1, going to the bottom of the 6th. Toms River South 1, Delsea 4. First pitch skips in from Aiden Moylan. And it's 1-0. Kyle Harrison, after 6 innings, 102 pitches. He has 8 pitches left. If he starts an at-bat under 110, he can finish the at-bat. The question is, though, do you just want Connor Harrison, his brother, to come in for a 3-out save, assuming that Delsea doesn't get any insurance runs here in the 6th? For the Crusaders, it's 9-1-2. Nate Jackson, Milo Gebhard, and Dom Montana. That would be impressive if Joe Montana could play high school baseball. But no, Dom Montana, the left fielder, in the 2 slot.
And Dom's got to name his kid Joe now, right, out of principle. Yeah, so tough call from Coach Lundino on who he's going to.
Oh, look at this. Poked out to short, and it's caught. Nice play.
It's so tough rolling a guy out there, assuming he may not finish an inning. You want to start a guy with a fresh inning with trust and holding a lead here. But it's a good thing it's him in the shoes and not me, I guess, in this situation, because I'm not sure which way I'd roll this dice. He'll have to make his decision based on what he knows from the season.
That one is low.
Who's Toms River got coming up in the next half of the inning?
In the top of the 7th.
7, 8, 9?
They've got 7, 8, 9. Abatamarco, Sanzone, and Migliori. The right fielders. That one's low. 2-0. I'm going to have to go to the Franklinville Inn after this. We were talking about steak dinners. I'm losing weight, though. I can't eat a lot of red meat. 3 balls, no strikes to Milo Gebhard. Maybe I'll go to the Barnesboro Inn in Mullica Hill, get myself a chicken sandwich. Ball 4. Gebhard walks. Got to wonder how many pitches Moylan is at.
Look, if you end up at the Franklinville Inn, just tell everyone you're on the carnivore diet and get 2.
Here's Dom Montana, the left fielder.
I think the insurance run right here, what's key for a decision as a head coach making this.
Yeah, because if it's, listen, we talk about as broadcasters whether or not it's a save situation. Let's be real. The coach in the dugout does not give a you-know-what about whether or not it's a save situation because you want to win the game. Doesn't matter what goes into the box score. If it's a save, whatever. If it's not, also whatever. The stats don't matter. As long as you can win the game, that's great. And that's what you want to do here. I would say I think they're going to let Harrison go to 110 unless he gives up a homer on the first pitch of the 7th or something. I think unless there's an obvious sign to take him out early, let him ride to 110. You can sleep, you can rest when this playoff run is over and when you've got a trophy hung at Rutgers. Takes a pitch low, grounds at the 3rd, backhanded by Schmidt. Throw is Rankin got him. He tugged him out at the chest. The throw was wide. Rankin reeled it in. It moves the runner to 2nd, and there's 2 away for Ethan Du Bois.
Yeah, Harrison doesn't look like he can't not handle the load. I think the biggest factor is, do you bring a guy in mid-inning if he, allowing a base runner with a little bit of fatigue to him?
True.
From the way that it looks like Harrison's stomping around over there in his Max Scherzer-esque pose, I think he's going to go back out, or at least he has all the intentions to. Yeah, that's a smart move right there by Coach.
They'll intentionally walk the Delaware commit, Ethan Du Bois.
I never got that, why people got upset about an intentional walk to a Division I athlete in an open bag.
The only way I can see them being almost like ironically upset about it is if you're thinking to yourself, you're thinking that you're you're scared of the batter. But then I would also take that as a compliment, Means that our guy's good enough that you don't even want to pitch to him.
I've had that royally backfire against me, by the way. Haddon Heights, Caden Bodines.
Oh, my gosh.
Caden Bodines' senior year.
Here goes both runners. Throw to 3rd, saved at 3rd, a great stop. Both runners got in, but they were able to save it from being a throwing error and a run.
Coach Lundino really applying the pressure here on the bags. He is saying, we're going to go win this game. We're not trying not to lose it. We're going to go win it. Yeah, so we intentionally walked Caden Bodine for Drew Harris to hit a 3-run homer right behind.
Not sure if he's still at George Washington, but Weir left field. It will stay up, and the inning is over. Kyle Harrison will grab his glove, and he will come out for the 7th inning. Everybody's got to be happy about this kid. Vincent Londino, John Scanzano, even his brother Connor Harrison. There is so much on the line tonight as Kyle Harrison will have 8 pitches remaining when we return in the top of the 7th inning. There were just 4 words from somebody to Kyle Harrison. Have a day, Kyle. He's at 102 pitches. He's got 8 remaining, and it's 7-8-9 for Toms River South in the South Jersey Group 3 semifinal. Winner faces either Toms River South or Mainland. If Delsea wins, I should say, if Toms River South wins, no matter what, they'll be the away team. But Delsea, if they win today, whether they're home or away will depend on the other game in the bracket. Toms River East and Mainland. Mainland the 7, TRE the 3. Chopped foul, it's 0-2. And as we checked last, Mainland does lead 1-0 in the 2nd inning.
So if Delsea and Mainland win, who's going to host?
That would be Delsea, because Mainland's the 7.
Okay. I was going to say, I'll do that game with you, too, if we get to have Charlie's afterwards.
The 0-2. Strike, 3 called. Breaking ball, catches the zone. And Abatamarco, the DH, is down on strikes. That's 9 for Kyle Harrison.
5 pitches left.
Right?
5 pitches left. Probably take until you get a strike in this situation, playing catch up.
Yeah, 5 pitches left in this at bat. You really want, if you're Jim Rankin for Sanzone, to have as long of an at bat as possible. But he does take a strike on the first pitch. Another breaking ball curved in. Sanzone, the center fielder, he's 0 for 1, a fly out and a fielder's choice to his name. Toms River South, though, with only 4 hits, 1 run that came on an RBI single by the catcher, Logan Soa. Another strike. So that's 107. As long as he gets him in the next 2, he'll be able to face Migliori, pardon. No balls, 2 strikes. Harrison exhales and delivers. Foul tip, he got him, 108. And he will now have the opportunity to face the number 9 hitter. Yeah, there you go. They're verifying the pitch count. They have 108. The umpire called time, I guess, to make sure that both coaches were on the same page. Both coaches have been on the same page all day. 2 down.
I actually think there's been a little back and forth with the way they're saying it. But he's got 6 pitches this inning, and if he started at 102, Delsea holds the home book, so that's the pitch count.
Right. And there's been controversies over it before, but none today. The strike
He's
called.
filling it up.
0-1.
Throwback. First year of the 150 combined without a clarification on if you can finish the hitter on the 150. Hopley versus Sean O'Brien, Pittman Shalik. Jared Pokroski got the 151. There's a one-pitch discrepancy. Hopley let it go. He didn't take action to file. If you look back, the next year there's clarification. In the 110, you can finish the hitter, which was always there. The 150, hard stop.
Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Kyle Harrison has not thrown a ball in this inning.
He's one pitch away from immaculate inning right here.
That's exactly right.
Put a stamp on this, send Delsea to the finals.
And Kyle Harrison, who was committed to Franklin Pierce, flipped it to Camden County. He will be a dog in the blue and white. But for now, his main task, Carson Migliori. Harrison, the 0-2, outside. Oh, man. So that was 111. And if Migliori gets a base hit, then he's got to come out. But Kyle Harrison was just one pitch away from an immaculate inning. And Toms River South has done so much to get here, but it all comes to a head here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Harrison, fly ball by Migliori. Shallow right field. Under it is Jackson, and he makes the catch. Complete game, Kyle Harrison. 9 strikeouts, 4 hits, and 112 pitches as Kyle Harrison sends the Crusaders of Delsea to another sectional final where they will either be on the road to Toms River East or they would host the Mainland Mustangs, but that is a lot to be decided in 48 hours. What a game, what a performance by Kyle Harrison. No doubt your player of the game because he did everything right to get Delsea ahead and over the finish line. Unbelievable.
Look, he worked out of a couple big jams early in that game. You know, a lot of times you're gonna hear a coach say we don't win or lose baseball games in the first inning. Hindsight being 2020, they absolutely put themselves in a great position to win that game, winning that second and third inning battle, I think it was, with guys on.
I mean, just what an amazing performance it was by Delsea. Obviously, the big turning point in that game was the 2-run throwing error off the bat of Milo Gebhard. There were only 2 RBIs in this game. We had the RBI single back in that tied the game, and then we had one more that was an insurance run back in the 4th. So this Delsea team, listen, they're a hungry team. They're somebody that, listen, they had to fight a lot to get here. They had an 8-0 shutout over Ocean City, had to beat Morristown on a walk-off in 8 innings. They really found a way to get themselves ahead, and now they'll be headed back to a sectional final here in 2026. Let's take a look. They didn't know the field mic was on the other side, but that's still excellent. I mean, listen, Delsea, they are a fired-up team. I don't know what they put in their coffee in the morning, but they are a fantastic team to watch, and they just added another chapter to it this afternoon with a 4-1 win over Toms River South. Greg, your thoughts before we sign off?
One, appreciate you having me on again. It was an
Of course.
absolute great time. But, I mean, we just saw 2 great ball clubs. That's New Jersey playoff baseball at its finest. 2 top lefties going at each other, 2 tough programs. Rinkins came a long way, and I think we talked about it in the Rancocas Valley game multiple times. Rarely is it going to be the team that makes the spectacular play to take you over the top. It is about minimizing mistakes, staying out of the big inning. And if you look, you know, we always preached 86% of the time the team that wins scores more runs in 1 inning than the other team does in the entire game. That's what happened right here. Delsea puts together 1 big inning, puts these guys on his heels. Harrison's able to settle in and just really go get them. Textbook win for Lundino and what Delsea baseball is able to do. You know, Toms River South obviously is going to be a team to reckon with, you know, in the future. But excited to see what this next matchup is, you know, coming out here.
Well, that's the final from South Jersey Group 3 of the semifinal. Delsea is headed to a sectional final by a final score of 4-1. Your player of the game, Kyle Harrison, 7 innings, 112 pitches. He had 4 hits, 1 earned run, no walks, and 9 strikeouts. And even more impressive was 1 pitch away from an immaculate inning in the 7th when he was at his wits' end. But that'll be all for us tonight on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. From our entire crew, our social media coordinator, Haley Mejia, our graphics crew, Caleb Lane, Carson Rosso, and Fisher Giannotti, my color commentator, Greg Himes of Overbrook High School. I'm Dan Wilkins. We'll see you tomorrow from Joe Barth Field in Brooklawn for a tale as old as time, Bishop Eustace and Gloucester Catholic, non-public B, South Jersey final. Have a good one, folks.